So Bitcoin and Ethereum, and of course the altcoins are looking pretty damn good for the time being, especially the altcoins. But notice how I said in the intro, for the time being, this is still a time to be alert, be vigilant. Market can dip at any time. And every single trade I do, I always have a stop loss. So in this video, I'm going to cover the market update, some altcoins that are looking pretty good that are requested by my subscribers. So we're going to cover Arweave and CRV today, and I'm going to give you a market update. That sounds good. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Give me your feedback in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of content you want to see, and I'll definitely do that for you because I love talking about cryptos. And today is one of the best days because we are seeing Bitcoin dominance break past its 50%. I use a couple things to determine the strength of Bitcoin dominance. So of course, if you know my channel and Jason and Marco Pizzino's channel, we talk about 50% quite a bit because they can be remarkably accurate. And I use a 100-day moving average to have a look at it and some trend lines. Those are really the three techniques I use along with the swing chart to see how well Bitcoin dominance is. And if you can see how we had this massive dump off on the 13th of June. So let's have a look at the big drop that happened here, which was the 13th of June. The 13th of June was when Bitcoin fell 3.53% in terms of dominance, which was actually quite big. So most people, when they look at the Bitcoin dominance, they'll have a look and say, okay, here is the 13th of June. 13th of June, Bitcoin dominance goes down 3.53%, which is a big bar. You can see dip down below quite a bit. And then the neckline that was there on the 28th of May broke through, and now we are heading down, and then we bounced off the 50% going down. But let's bring it back to the 13th of June. 13th of June was Bitcoin dominance falling drastically. A lot of people would say altcoins would go up. But let's just have a look at total market cap 2, which includes all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin. So it's a good way to see how the alts were performing. If you have a look at the 13th of June, it actually fell by about 10%. So keep an eye on the percentage bar here in brackets, and you can see on the 13th of June, we fell by 9.52% on the total 2 market cap. If we have a look at total market cap 3, which includes all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you really want to get nitpicky with the definition of altcoins, you can see that it fell by about almost 7% on the 13th of June. So Bitcoin dominance went down, altcoins did not go up. Where did it go? And this is where I differentiate myself from a lot of other YouTubers and look at Tether, USD Tether. If people are in Tether, that means they're taking out a Bitcoin, they're taking out alts, and they're probably loading up to see there's going to be a dip sometime soon. So if we have a look at the 13th of June, you can see that Tether dominance went up by 14% on that day with massive volume, a very good strong close, indicating more pain to come. So there's only 3 areas in crypto that money can flow. The first is Bitcoin, the second is Tether or stable coins, and the third is altcoins. Depending on where you want to put Ethereum in, if you want to lump that in with Bitcoin or altcoins, I'll leave that for you to decide. There's a bit of a gray area there with Ethereum. But what I'm trying to say is that look at a chart, look at Bitcoin dominance, look at Tether, and that should tell you whether or not it's going into altcoins or not. If it's going into Bitcoin dominance, that of course means money is flowing out of alts. If it's going into Tether, that means it's coming out of alts and out of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dominance is down and Tether is down, they're going into alts. So I hope that is sort of clear. That's what I do personally to see where the money is flowing. Bitcoin is still looking pretty damn good as well. If you have a look at this chart, I know it's a little bit messy, but let's just zoom right in, and you can see we bounced perfectly off the 50%. If you look at one of my earlier videos, I talked about how important reversals are. Reversals is basically when you have a bar, it can be up or down, in this case it's down, followed by an immediate up bar in this example, or a down bar. But in this example, it's an up bar, which completely eliminates all the gains or losses from the previous day. That's a reversal, and it's a really good sign of more pain to come or more gains to have. So here, if you can tell me if you can spot the reversal is right here. So that's what I mean. You had a good strong close. The next day, it completely opens up and takes all the momentum away, and then you get more pain. And we have a reversal here, where we have a down bar followed by another up bar, and then we continue up, and here we have a reversal. So I do expect things to continue up from here because of those reversal signals. Reversal signals for me is one of the most, I wouldn't call it easy, but it's a pattern that I'm very confident in seeing and playing out because most of the time they're right. Again, any trading is just probability. We're just using probabilities here, saying that this is what normally happens. We have good volume. We've endured so much in crypto that now it's time to actually have a bit of gains and a bit of an altcoin run. Speaking of altcoins, let's have a look at some altcoins. Starting off with Ethereum, the king of the alts. So we have our perfect bounce off the 50%. And now we are at the 1 mark, and we will definitely be pushing up high from here on out for the time being. Again, for the time being, we've had a lot of pain. Now it's time for the run. Let's have a look at some altcoins that are looking the best, recommended by my subscribers. So let's have a look at Arweave. This was one of the ones that was recommended by Piero Chong. So I will put this here, and you can see that, again, perfect bounce off of it, going to the 1 mark. We had good volume on Arweave, so you can see here is the volume on Arweave, and then we had the test at the 50% going up. The only thing I don't like about Arweave is that the last 2 days, even though we have another 12 hours and 15 minutes to play, the volume is starting to drop off a little bit, which I don't want to see. I want to see some energy and a good breakout. It's not the weakest crypto, but it's not the strongest either. There are other ones that have been able to go up to their second level of the 50% mark. So what do I mean by that? Well, this was in my previous video where I was talking about Matic. Matic was looking like a beast because it moved away from its first 50% mark. So this is what I do. I look at the 50% and you can see that that was the bounce on the 50%. So we bounced off it twice before making it higher. And then we started to go to the next 50%. Next 50% goes from the high swing top here to there. And you can see we had a clean cut right through it. So it's already bursted through its two 50% targets. We can even raise this up even more. And you can see if we look really closely, it cut through a very high 50% going in for the next major 50%, which would be up the swing top here. And if we do a retracement from there to here, and then I know it's looking a little bit messy, but that would come in roughly, it's a bit blurry, but that would come in roughly at about 76.5 cents. So that would be the next 50%. So you can see it's going to its third 50% mark, whereas Arweave is just past its first 50% mark. And that's what strength is. You're looking for the horses that are, it's sort of like the students in the class, right? You meet some students are struggling a little bit, taking a little bit while to get to the next topic, while other students are on the topic number 5, 6 who are doing really, really well. That's the way to look at it, right? These are bulls, these are horses, these are kids in the classroom, whatever theoretical example helps you. You're just looking for the strongest ones who are pulling ahead. Don't think to yourself, oh, they pulled ahead too much. No, they can continue pulling up ahead. Even if you had a look at Matic, you would have done quite well for yourself, even if it pulled ahead, because it just keeps pulling ahead, going to the third 50%, the fourth 50%, the fifth 50%, until all of crypto starts to have a pullback. Does that mean Matic is going to be a great crypto for the next bull run? No, not at all. We have to see when it plays out, because Matic was looking incredibly weak for a very, very long time, and you can just see this much of a downtrend just playing out. And a lot of cryptos did this, but Matic was not able to find itself any different than other cryptocurrencies and still suffered a 85% loss. So that's Arweave. Arweave is still a crypto that has bled quite a bit. It was about $85 around there in the second half of last year, doing quite well, but it is tied a lot to the Solana ecosystem. So if Solana's down, Arweave will most likely be down, generally speaking. It has a good use case, but not enough volume. Let's have a look at CRV. This was another cryptocurrency that people wanted me to review, my subscribers. And basically, this is one that had a lot of energy to it, and I was really looking at this one. So you can see there's your 50%, perfect bounce off of it, off the 68 cent mark. Good volume starting to increase a little bit. So you can see increasing volume, okay? And that's what you're looking for. Nice, good high, good close, going immediately bouncing off it, going to the next 50%. Next 50% coming in at 93.5 cents. We'll see if we have resistance or if we close above it and start to make our way to the third 50% mark. So here we have EGLD, another crypto that has good volume, not insane high volume, but good volume nonetheless. Perfect bounce off the 50%. Tell me if you can see it. There it is right there. Okay, this one here. And you can see perfect bounce immediately moving up to the second one. There's the second 50% at roughly $63.90, roughly. And you can see perfect resistance, 1, 2, call it 3 times there, 4th time's the charm. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, who knows? Stop losses in place. It's gone to the second 50% most likely. So that's the way I look at altcoins. I look at altcoins in terms of their 50%, their swings. I look at some trend lines and I look at the volume. The volume is really, really important. I want to see how much energy these are moving. If we have a look at, say, something like Cardano, you can see Cardano is actually falling in volume a little bit here for my liking. So you're seeing the energy is not really there for Cardano. It's not in a bad or weak position. It's still putting in a very good, healthy gain away from its 50% at 46 cents. But I showed you that other cryptos or other altcoins were on their second or third 50% or getting close to there. This is still a ways away from it and is starting to drop off a little bit in the volume area, which I don't want to see. So that's when I tell myself I won't invest into Cardano and instead I'll look for something with a bit more volume. I don't care about the projects. I don't care about the narrative or the storyline. I just look at a chart and I look at the volume. That is the big thing for me because I want to get those immediate returns. The last one I'll quickly give a shout out that is sort of on my radar that I'm looking at is actually Sand. So Sand, there's the first 50% at 85 cents, call it. Perfect bounce off of it 1, 2 times roughly, and then starting to make its way to the second 50% mark at $1.06, call it. Looking like it's, sort of holding its ground there a little bit. I would like it to close above it. We've still got another 12 hours to play. We'll see where this closes. It needs to close above it. If it closes above it, then it's looking quite good. The only thing that has me concerned with a lot of cryptos, and Sandbox is one of them, is just how many days we've had up. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days up. The general rule is once we start to get to 7 to 10 days of consecutive days up or down, a reversal could be on the horizon very, very shortly. And that's what has me concerned with this run. But I showed you USDT at the start of the video. I showed you Bitcoin dominance, and those look like they're probably going to have more pain ahead of them, which is good for altcoins. So I hope this video sort of made sense to you. Again, leave a comment in the comment section below if this helps. If you want me to cover your cryptocurrency in the next crypto market update, leave a comment down in the section below. But until then, everyone, stay safe, and I will catch you on the next video.